Hello, my name is Charlie. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is where we talk about finances. Please subscribe to my channel, like and share this video. Today, I've got some few questions that I want to ask you. Question number one, how much do you have in your bank account? Question number two, do you have an investment portfolio? Question number three, do you have a retirement plan? If your answer to this is no, why don't you do something about it? Why don't you start now? And another question for you. Are you comfortable? Are you happy? Or are you content with your current status? If not, do something about it. Now I want to share with you about how I do something about all these questions that I've asked you. Let's talk about the bank balance. How much, like the question I asked you, how much I have in the bank account. It's not that I always have money ready to use in my bank account. For example, let's talk about you get your salary month end. And towards the month end, around the 21st, the 23rd, up until the 29th, most of the people, there is no money and there is nowhere you can run to. That's where you find people going to the loans, and then they make loans so that they can have something. But for me, how I do it, when I get my money paid into my account, there is a money that I put aside. I allocate it to the other pocket in my banking account. You can call it an emergency fund. So, and all other monies, like a budget, are put and set aside for things that need to be done, maybe your rent, your water, and everything like that. So with this money that I put aside as a emergency budget or emergency fund, that money, I don't touch it unless there is a real emergency. Say on all the expenditures that I do during the month, then I find myself having left with just the minimum, and there is something that I want to do, or somebody comes to me and they borrow money, I will never, ever, ever go to that emergency fund that I have. So, in a nutshell, what I'm telling you is that sometimes, let's say going towards the month end, I can find that I'm having a little money. But that does not mean I don't have money in my bank account. I've got plenty that is put aside on an emergency fund. But if you come to me and you say, please borrow me so much and so much, I won't consider that pocket as the money that is available for me to give to you. I will consider the money that is just on my normal banking savings account. If you come to me, you're borrowing 1,000 rands, and I'm only left with 200 rands in the savings account, what I'm going to tell you is that I don't have money. I've only got 200 left. But knowing inside of me that I've got maybe, let's say, 30, 40,000 that is put aside on my emergency fund. So it takes a discipline to leave that money alone and not touch it. So to some people, if you ask them, how much you have in your bank account. If they've got 200 left, that's it. That's 200 for their whole bank account or for the whole bank pockets. They have only that 200 rands. So for me, if you ask me how much you have in your bank account, I've got 200 rands left. But in reality, I've got more than 40,000 in my bank account. So I've got pockets in my bank account which are there waiting for emergency. So all I'm saying is that I've got a pocket that I put money aside. Somebody can call it a rainy days. So this is not an financial advice, but it's something that someone can learn. Someone can make it a habit of not using money unnecessarily. In that way, they can build up their bank account so that you will have confidence that I've got something in my bank account. You know, the downfall many times is that when we see money in account, especially as people of our color, we don't want to see money just sitting. If we see money, we find reason to use it. If there's money left and it's almost the 26th of the month, 3 days, 4 days left before month end, we are looking for the reason to chow that money. We are looking for the reason to spend that money. So I have developed a habit of putting money aside on an emergency fund. And the limit to that emergency fund, for me, I've made it to be 50,000 rand. So what happens now if I have to put more? I've got more spare money to put. That's when I have started this investment journey of mine. As I've said in the first video that I've made on this channel about investment, I've got 2 investment portfolios, 2 investment companies that I invest with. I'm using Brockstock in South Africa. I'm using Trading 212 in the UK. So the money that is left before month end, I invest that money. I put that money on an investment plan, on an investment portfolio. I've made a video about my Brockstock investment portfolio. You can look there on my channel. You'll find it, how much I've put, and then how much, how is it performing. A retirement plan. So some people may prefer to put money on a companies, I'm not promoting them, on a companies like Sanlam, companies like your Old Mutual, your Santam, I don't know if he's still around, your Alan Grays, your Coronations, for a retirement plan. I've got a pension from work that I'm still contributing on here in the UK. That one is part of my retirement. I've got a retirement annuity that I stopped contributing on because of financial difficulties while I was still back there in South Africa with Old Mutual. There is no more contributions that are being contributed, but the money is still there. It's still gaining some interest. So that is part of the retirement plan. And another part of the retirement plan is these investment portfolios that I'm talking about. I'm having investment portfolios to back up my retirement plan. So now saying here in the UK, they retire very late, over 65. Some they've got 70 years, but they are still working. I'm not planning to retire over 60. Minimum that I want to retire, 50, 55. Let's say 55 years. I'm planning to retire early. So that is why I'm trying to boost my pension with the investments. So what I'm planning to do, even to boost more, every overtime that I get, I'm putting it on my investment portfolios. Every little extra cash that I get, I'm going to be putting it on my investment portfolios. I'm not saying I'm cutting off any nice thing in life. I will still be going out to restaurants. I will still be planning here and there some vacation, but I'm not prioritizing any vacations. I'm not prioritizing outgoing a lot, but I'm prioritizing savings and investment. If there's no reason for me to go out, I won't go out. If there's no reason for me to go on a vacation, I won't go on a vacation. So I'm focusing myself towards the goal. I'm running in my lane to reach to that goal. I told myself I won't be influenced by any outside influence. So that's it. I hope this will just give you an eye-opening and start rethinking of how you working your finances, of how you're dealing with your finances. For example, let me make an example about, I don't drink, I don't smoke. I'm just pure as I am, nothing. Gonna make example about people who like going out, who like having some drinks here and there. If you are someone, I don't know, how can I put this? If you are someone, let's say you are drinking Castle Light, and then there comes someone telling you, no, let's go for a Johnny Walker or something like that. Don't put yourself under pressure to go for something that is way above. Rather stick to that level that you are in. Invest that money that you were supposed to be spending extravagantly. There's no need to spend extravagantly, because if you're going out for fun, whether you are extravagant or outing is outing. You see, for me, if I go out and eat at McDonald's, Wimpy, I'm not promoting them, Spare, whatever, I'm happy just to go out. There's no labeling, there's no status. I'm just go out. As long as my kids are happy, I'm taking them out. I'm happy with that. As long as my wife is happy, we're going out. I'm happy with that. We are not competing with no one. I'm not competing with anyone. Whatever that is good for me, if it's not good for you, that's your own problem. It's not my problem. So I've come to the point where I have to be strict on what I'm doing. If you are wise, you will take advice, start your investment, start your savings, so that in times of trouble, you won't go out and borrow from someone. You'll have your own coffers to go to. Imagine, right now I'm giving you an idea. It's not an advice, it's not financial advice. An idea of how I do things. Then maybe you are someone who's already started and doing that thing. I'm not doing my finances in a good way, but I come and borrow from you, collapsing whatever that you are building, because I'm not thinking right towards my finances. So us as a black nation, people of our own color, if we don't start being educated in our finances, we are putting strain and pressure on the next person who's trying to do well on their finances. And if they don't help you, you say they don't like you. They are bad people. Now you feel like you are entitled to their finances. So I hope this will give a good lesson, that we start getting our finances right, and we take control of our finances. We take charge of our finances. We don't feel entitled to anyone's finances and hoping the next generation will come, will follow suit. And then we making, or we creating a generation that is financial wise. So I hope I brought some difference to someone out there, and I hope you will subscribe to this channel. I'm hoping to see this channel grow, maybe impact many lives. Please subscribe, click that button, like. Please share to as many people as you can. I love you. Thank you.